This ain't entertainment. This is a move. This is prophecy with a pulse. A soundtrack for the remnant. We don't just make music. We speak fire from the corners of the city to the gates of the kingdom. From survival to revival, from chemo chairs to dry bones rising. Yahs radio ain't just about beats. It's about power. Power to heal. Power to rise. Power to remember who we really are. We're street bred, spirit led, anointed with the oil of war and peace. We don't fold. We don't flinch. We go gangster on fear. We go holy on sickness. We go full of flames for the people of Yah. So if you're tired of dead religion, if you're done with fake healing, if your soul been searching for the real sound of heaven, you just tapped in. This is Yahs, and this is the sound of faith on fire.
I pleaded with you through prophets, through time, through signs. You sat on the fence. Now the fence is gone. I sent the warnings. I sent the warnings, you heard my voice. The broken chains, you had a choice. You saw the scars, you knew the pain, but still you profited off the stain. Hands full of silver, hearts full of stone. Built your kingdoms on stolen bones. You dressed it up, rewrote the past, but I am the first, I am the last. You thought the crowd just fade away, but I count every tear they pray. From ships to fields, from what to name. Now judgment calling every nation the same.
You had time, you had grace. Now I'm standing
Face to face.
No more talks, no debate.
Now you standing at my gate.
Yeah! I stayed in my case.
You sat on the fence. Now you face what you made. Yeah.
No more delay.
You ignored my plea. Now you feel my way. Yeah.
I gave you time.
Now the clock ran out. Now the judgment mine. Yeah.
Hear me say,
When it's all said and done,
reparation will be done.
yeah, you said too late, I said I see. Generational blood still cry to me. You built your wealth, you built your throne, but every brick was not your own. You played blind, but I don't miss every hidden hand, every stolen kiss, every land grab, every broken tongue. Now I rise for my chosen ones. You offer words, but not repair. You off this silence like I'm not there. But I am fire, I am decree. Now every nation gon' answer me.
You had chance after chance. Now you tremble when I advance. No more plea, no more wait.
Now you're standing at your face.
I stayed in my case.
You sat on the fence, now you face what you made.
No more delay.
You ignored my plea, now you feel my way.
I gave you time.
Now the clock ran out, now the judgment mine.
Hear me say,
When it's all said and done,
reparation will be done.
no more pleas, no more needs. I'm breaking nations, past the knees. No more pleas, no more cries. You ignore truth, now feel my rise. Now I gather what you scattered, why? My people rising, I'm that guy. From dust to throne, from lost to crown. What you held up, I'm tearing down. You mocked the call, you stalled the truth. Now fire walk through every roof. No treating now, no paper shield. This is the harvest, this the field. You wanted time, I gave you space. Now judgment written on your face. I pleaded once, I won't repeat. Now every kingdom at my feet.
I stayed
when it's all said and done, reparation will be done. I pleaded with you. Now I repay.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome back to Rooted in Hebrew. My name is Mike. Shabbat Shalom, Brother Robert, Brother Dave. I'm glad you brothers were able to make it in today, as well as Sister Anita. I think I seen Sister Patty up there too. Brother Kenna, I'm glad you made it in, as well as Sister Patty. I thought she was there. I tell you, there's a lot of stuff that's happening now. And truthfully, this is one time, brothers, sisters, their excitement is not just that this UN seen the need to say, hey, some wrong was done and things of that nature. It's the fact that I think our people are more excited that the Most High had prophesied what he's going to do for his people. And you know, we've been seeing it. But now this here is more of a groundbreaking prophecy. It's like you receive something and yet and still you haven't received nothing. It's the fact that, hey, the Most High said he was going to do what he's going to do. And things are happening. Things are moving. Along with all of this, we got some criticism too. We do. We got some criticism. And what, brother? You thought did you brothers and sisters really think that the United States was going to sign off on that? Did you think that Israel was going to sign off on that? As well as what was the third one? Argentina. Please. I mean, what? They got themselves in well, truthfully, that was a plea. That's what it was. It was a please. It was, Brother Robert. I kid you not. It was. But at the same time, and well, I ain't gonna say no. I'm not gonna say. Well, I am gonna say three. Three jumped up there and said no. They don't agree with it. Okay, fine. We know your end result. And matter of fact, they're already in it. Now it's the ones that claiming that they're in the middle. Now the Most High don't deal with fence riders. He does not. He does not deal with the people or nation that ride that fence. France is one of them. I mean, man, please. All the stuff you done, and you got questions about reparations? But is that not that olive branch that the Most High put out to them? He said he was willing to heal Babylon, but she was not willing to repent. Shabbat Shalom, Sister Cynthia. I'm glad you came in, sis. I tell you, hold on. Fielder Gaming, Shabbat Shalom. Now, that you're right, Brother Robert. It was 123 that approved. You know, along with that 123, Brother Robert, I was surprised to see Morocco was in that 123. Now, you want to talk about slavery still exists? Morocco is one. You want to talk about racial profiling? Morocco is that country. I was surprised to see them on there. Just saying, hey, you know, they are in support of this. But it could be that they're understanding that that war that's going on with Iran You know, they may be up there. Well, I would say in Morocco when I went there, it is, you know, heavily Islamic, and so it could be that's the reason why they support it. I don't know, but um, some nations got themselves hemmed up. That's what they did. Now, mind you, um, um, no, I mean slavery. Who is Fielder gaming? Slavery always was not a good thing. I mean, don't get me wrong now. It's the type of slavery. That's what we're looking at. Because I mean, you had Israel who was slave to their own brothers and sisters, but hey, they had rules and regulations on how they treated and paid their brothers. And then after so many years, hey, they was free from that bondage. Now, but here, now that's a totally different story. Yeah, Brother Robert, he's moving so fast. And when the Most High said he's going to speed it up, brother, let me tell you something. I'm still left behind. When he said he was going to speed it up, I'm still left behind because it's happening as we speak. And now, I know you brothers and sisters are looking at, well, you knew good and well what that place over there called themselves Israel was going to say. Yeah, I mean, what? They was not going to sit there and say, hey, yeah, we voting for reparation. Man, please. They getting, the United States is paying them reparations for the so-called Holocaust. And then they may be looking at, hey, they messing with our money. We're not messing with their money. No, we're not. We're not messing with their money. Shabbat Shalom, Sister Andrea Yasharel. I'm glad you came in, sis. It was, you're right, Sister Cynthia, cruel and unusual punishment, to say the least. See now, they're past. And you listen to me, brothers. There was brothers who was talking about all of this and how the Most High is going to judge these nations. But then in Christendom, they say, hey, at least let me do it this way. I can't speak for all of Christendom, but I am going to speak on Jehovah's Witnesses. I know I was there, raised from a little child to got to be a grown man. And I know in their teachings, no, they did not teach about the Most High revenge on how he treated his people, because in their teaching, Israel was done away with. So no, they had a platform already put in place for that. That's what they had. They had a platform already put in place for that, and we believed it. That's what we did. We believe, and they were just one Jehovah's Witnesses. Those across the board. But all things lead back to who? Christendom. Because when it's all over said and done, Christendom go get hemmed up just as any other nation. They're going to get hemmed up just like any other nation. Now let's look at why the United States said what it said. I mean, do I really need to get down? See, now y'all don't woke up Brother Dave. That's what it was. Now, Brother Dave, he can get into it. And then at the same time, have you laughing at it. Well, I'm telling you, hold on. You know what now, Brother Dave? The world had got itself hemmed up. That's what it was. That's what it is. It got itself hemmed up. And what was it, Brother Robert? We're living proof to all of this. We're living proof. Sister Adrena, uh, uh, they don't teach the Christendom either. Oh, you know what? You're right, sis. And you know, now, sis, listen to this. That's one of the most irritating things. Hold on, let me put it up. It's the last part. Spiritual Israel. Oh, you want to talk? If you want something to get up under my skin, start speaking talking about spiritual Israel. And we had to wake up to this time to see, hey, this is how these people maneuvered us out of the way. It turned us into spiritual Israel. And when I talk to brothers, I'm talking about Christian. The brothers who claim to be Christians. And I ask them, explain spiritual Israel. They can't do it. Hey, you be good, Fielder Gaming. You be safe out there. They cannot do it. They cannot explain it. And especially with what's going on right now. Of course, now, out of all of you brothers and sisters, the ones who are woke up on this platform, now you got something to take back to your family. Yes, you do. You got something to take back to your family. Oh, yeah, don't get me wrong. Yeah, there's someone will look at it. Please. They just so-and-so, this and so-and-so. Oh, yeah. The Most High said when he's going to speed it up. It's being sped up. Let me see what you're saying, Sister Adrena. Shoot, you was in it? Sis, I think all of us was in it. And see, being in Christendom and coming out of Christendom, we understand their working mechanism. We understand that. We got it. It's just like we was born here in the United States. We know how Gentiles move. We can tell when they are being sarcastic, prejudiced. We have that in us to detect that. And they can't stand it. They cannot take it. And you know, just like I was speaking a few weeks ago. No, brothers, they're going to miss you all. They're going to miss all of us. And it's already started. But what? The world is they fighting a war. They're trying to get it. They're trying to send troops over there now. They're trying to send troops over there. But let me do this here. Let me back up and let's get into. I'm not going to necessarily say why the United States didn't agree with it. We know why. We know exactly why. Slavery still is alive and kicking, right as we speak. And they look for brothers to get caught up into the system. Prison? How much you think those brothers in prison get paid to make license plates for the state? Yeah. It still exists. You're right, Brother Dave. That's what I'm talking about. And then, hey, not only the brothers there, the sisters are going to prison just as much as the brothers. They don't care whether you're lying or whatever. You still got brothers locked up, brothers. You still got brothers locked up for marijuana charges, but marijuana now is legal. That's what's going on. They got themselves in a very bad situation. No, it would just transform. You're right, Brother Dave. That's one thing that was about it. It was transformed. And, you know, we've seen it change from this to that. That's what they did. And now the Most High is not pleading no more. Those days of pleading, gone. They're done with. Now, since they have the foundation, and I'm talking about what Ghana went out, it would appear that Ghana was the one who was spearheading this. All right, but when it's all over said and done, it was the Most High who really got things up and moving. Got to look at these things. Now, what? You know, I was just yesterday. I heard, they was talking so loud. I mean, ain't no such thing as overhearing. I was just, and they felt brave and bold. But when they got down to saying racist and things, that's when they lowered their voice. But they were saying that this country needs to get things in order. So when he start pulling out racist, that's when he start talking low. I like, man, he's I said something else, but those people. And so wait a minute. I'm gonna come back to that on brother Robert. Yes, I'm coming back on that one. But I seen these people, they want a civil war. That's what they want. They want it. They want this. Although they see in a system, they see in a kingdom that's falling apart. They have the news, you brothers. If you want to get the truth, you got to go overseas to get the news to see, hey, what's going on both sides. Here, they don't care what they got to do. Please. If they got to lie to you and say, hey, no, the United States is doing this and they're doing great, they're going to push that to you. No, it's not peaches and creams. It's not peaches and creams. And that's one thing it's not. You know, hold on. Brother Robert. I'm going to tell you this. My son not going. He's not going. As a matter of fact, Brother Robert, they have moved the age limit. How can I say it? Up? They moved it up. Now, back in the days, if you like, I forgot what the age was, but I know right now the age is, I think the highest is 35. So yeah, you can go and serve in the army at the age of 35. Yeah, that right there told me y'all done got the nation got themselves hemmed up. You done moved it up that far. Now, and then at the same time, now listen to this, brothers. This nation is against reparations, right? Who do you think they're gonna try to get to go to fight this war? Who do you think they're going to try to send to the front lines? And I bet you won't be their kids. You know, Sister Adrena, it's as if they praying for it. It's as if they are praying for this. But it's not going to turn out the way that they're thinking it's going to turn out. That's the thing that's misleading them. That's the thing that's misleading. Age 42, I mean, Brother Dave, I thought it was 35, and I was kind of, weary about that. It's age 42. Good night now. 42? Ooh-wee, come on. Age 42. You're right, Sister Cynthia. They're going to be trying their best to get young Hebrew brothers, sons, daughters out there in that front line. We have never seen a time like this in our lifetime. nor our parents. You ain't never seen this. And we woke up. This is what we woke up to, brothers. Hey, it's not a complaint. The Most High told us, these are the things. Brothers, like I said, if you want to get slapped in the face with Matthew chapter 24, consider yourself slapped. It's right there in front of us. It is right there in front of us. It's happening. Hold on, Brother Robert. Oh, yeah, that's one thing they're going to try to do. Brothers, who is that, Sister Adrena? If they go talk about that right there may bring on a war, because you're going to start seeing, brothers, sisters, no, I'm not going to fight for a country who continue to look down on you, talk about you, mistreat you, and then at the same time, understand the gravity of their actions of the transatlantic slave trade, and you voting against it. Man, please. Brother Robert, I could be wrong, but I think it's going to happen. But I think this is one time we go stand. We're going to stand. We're not going. You go see young men, young daughters being drafted, and they go like, you nigga, send me to prison. That awakening. And there's nothing that they can do to slow this down or to, what's the word? Mislead. Ooh. Sister Adrena, their pride is all over the place. It is. If you go to certain like news channels, ones that are for the Democrats, ones for the Republicans, they fighting within themselves. One is saying this, the other is saying that. That's none of our business. Because we know and we seeing. Y'all don't even understand. You're collapsing. A divided kingdom cannot stand. Is that not what Yahushua said? Hey, and they're doing it. Sister Cynthia, yeah, we're going to cry out. It's going to happen. And unfortunately, you do have some of us, let me say it this way, that look like us, that's for the system. There was one young brother, and he was stating, he said, it appeared that he was in the army. If you don't like the United States of America, you can get the blank, blank, blank out. That's misguided, brother. But hey, it's going to happen. But I think overall, no. It's just like when the I'm gonna say black people, they did not show up for this political nonsense when Trump was running for president. Black people didn't show up. That's one time we stand down. And from us standing down, this is what's happening. And it's a good thing. It is a good thing because we sat back and said, you know what, we go shut up, let this thing go ahead and run its course. And its course, it ran into a foundation. Hey, we got a foundation. We got 123. What was that, Brother Robert? Hold on, let me go back to this. 123. Hold down. Brother Rob, put the numbers back up there, Brother Robert, for me. 123 nations that voted for it. That's the foundation. Now, however, whatever the Most High want to put on top of that foundation, I mean, it's going. That's going to be heavy. That's going to be heavy. But the foundation is there. 123 nations voted yes. That was a crime that. And now, like I said, brothers, that's that evidence. Now you could take to your family. Hey, the transatlantic slave trade was a moment in history that was biblical. And now your family will have to ask themselves, okay, it was biblical. Who was the people on that boat? Well, you know good and well it had to be you. You in a place that's not yours. That's the question. Wait a minute, what did you say? Out of 195? All right, hold on, Brother Robert. You said 123. And we're going to talk about that 52 undecided. Yeah, okay. And the three that was against it. Boy, I would not be surprised they get hemmed up tomorrow. That's going to be a quick judgment. That's going to be a quick destruction. And man, I tell you, when the brothers, they got into the reason of why they voted the way, I'm talking about these three. You look at their history and what they did, there is no repentance at all. None. They're not looking at that. They're not looking at, what was that, Sister Adrena? Their pride. They got themselves hemmed up. The most, hey, when they voted against, it's just like the Most High said, you done got yourself hemmed up. I knew good and well you weren't going to do it. Now he must continue the way he was going to continue. He was willing to heal Babylon. But Babylon is trying to hold on to something they know for a fact. It's dying. Well, let's say it this way, it's dead. Sister Cynthia says, hold on, let me put it up there. We have always, out of 195, I tell you. You know, they really, Sister Ema, Shabbat Shalom. I'm glad you came in, sis. To March. Ooh, hold on, sis. Let me put that up there. Okay. You and Sister Adriana said from March 25th, 1807 to March 25th, 2026, 219 years for them to finally admit it. Ooh. Man, good night. 219 years. What did it take? It took the Most High to, the Most High said, what they have done in the dark is coming to the light. Call it the Epstein's files. It came to the light. Everything they have done, brothers and sisters, like I was saying, they've been doing this for thousands of years. These are the same people we contended with. Our forefathers contended with. The Most High kept on telling his people, you don't want to get down with the nations. Don't make no marriage treaties with them. Don't be doing this with them. I'm telling you, they are up to no good. But our forefathers didn't listen. And when they ushered those words while they was crucifying Yahusha, saying the curse upon their kids and everything, that was us. That was us they was talking about. They got us hemmed up. But hey, The Most High said, my people will wake up and they will come to appreciate me. And we're doing it. We are that generation that's sitting around, not just, it ain't nobody, we just sitting around doing nothing. No, we praying. We asking for forgiveness, that of ourselves and that of our forefathers. We are doing these things. That's what this awakening has done. We have come to appreciate the Most High. Now, granted, yeah, it was us, our people, who took the Most High's love for granted. That was us. Excuse me. And they voted against it. It was the last. Sister Adrian, I'm sorry, I called you Adrena. Sister Adrian, I could be calling, sister, I'm wrong. If I'm murdering your name, please forgive me. Yeah, they did. They got them. Sis, let me say it this way. You want to talk about Adam and Eve? Eve was deceived. Adam was not. Adam knew exactly what he was getting into. This nation walked the same way Adam walked. They have the history that speaks against them. It's their own actions. They know what they did. They know exactly what they did. And they called us savages. They called us like beasts, like monsters. This is what they did. Oh, they this, they that. Oh, they rapists. They eat kids. Everything they said that we did, they were the ones who was doing it. Buck breaking, they did that. SA women, they did that. That's how they got into our bloodline. It most definitely was not out of the kindness of their heart. That's one thing it was not. This is the reason why the Most High said he has to clean our blood. But we had to go through this. We had to go through it in order for us to appreciate the Most High. This generation had to go through it. We seen it. We lived it. And like I said, brothers, we had to dance in the middle of the street with the devil. We did that. We did that. Yes, we have a very good understanding of nations. Now, the same nation will condemn you for saying, hey, I'm for my people. And then some say, oh no, we're all God's children. No, I can't. Some people say, I'm gonna pray for you. I don't need you praying for me. I don't know what God you praying to. They knew in the coaching of the devil, bring them in, make them feel like they family, make them feel we are all one. Yeah, you're seeing these commercials. You're seeing interracial commercials. And like I stated one time before, I seen a commercial. It was an interracial couple, but there was both women. One was black, the other one was white, and they had an interracial child laying on the sofa. So they was pushing two narratives all at the same time. Okay, Sister Adrena. All right, I'm sorry. Thanks a lot, sis. But you know this, what they have put out, and they showed the cars, as some may say. This is the nation. This is the nation. And now, what? They done got themselves hemmed up. Now, whether they're going to, I believe, it's just me. I'm not no analyst when it comes to military actions. I think they're going to try to send some the army over there. I do. But I seriously believe they're going to get hemmed up. Embrace innocence. I think they're going to get themselves hemmed up. I do. The thing that's concerning to me is our people. You know, they always try to throw us out there first. I mean, you look at some of the what was that? There's roots. There are two different roots. There's one from 1970 something, and then there's another one that was done again in 2016. The one from 2016, when the British had slaves, and they were sending the slaves in, to the front lines first and foremost, and they was forcing them, truthfully, and both sides was doing it. And so that's what I'm seeing. It ain't nothing changed. It's the same old game. The same game. Now, how it's going to maneuver itself, and how the Most High is going to maneuver that remains to be seen. But when it's going to be seen, something other is going to be done. This is that Pharaoh and Moshe moment. Let my people go moment. This is where we are at. Sister Adrena, she said, abolish all that happened. And then it's supposed to it was 40. I mean, she was 40 acres and a mule, please. I mean, they've been lying from day one. Who is their God? He is the father of the lie. They can slick their hair to the side, clean their skin, make it glowing, have a nice suit on, nicely pressed, nice shiny shoes, and be just as filthy. Ain't took a bath, smelling. No, you can't say smelling good, but got a new suit on, clean drawers, clean socks, and you got a funkified situation going on. That's the nation. They worried about what they look like. That's all it's about. They worried about everything, how it looks. They ain't worried about what's inside of a person or what a person may can smell. This is Satan's system. Satan is taking his spirit. He was gloating over how he, the scriptures did say. The scriptures clearly state that he was one of the most beautiful angels. And he brought that same old spirit down to this earth. And the most people that think they're the most beautiful people are Gentiles. Period. Yeah, I'm serious. Now, if you go into the book of hold on just for a moment. You go into the book of what book is this? I'm gonna come up with Tobit. Yes, there was a demon in the book of was it Tobit? There was a demon. He had an infatuation with this with Sarah. not Sarah of Abraham. This is another Sarah. And she was married 7 times. And all 7 husbands died the night of their wedding. The demon killed them. So there was one prophet. He had they only had one son, and he was the next in line to marry this next of kin. And so he was scared. I mean, he knew about the 7 men, that married her, and they all died that night. And so the angel of the Most High came and spoke with the father of the son. And he told him to do this, do that, and everything. He was going to protect them and things. And so, and they did just that. And so it happened. My point of saying it is this. You got demons out here that are infatuated with Yah's people, and I'm talking about the sisters, steal. And what? You still have them, and we're talking about Gentiles, that has an infatuation with our sisters. The same thing. Ain't nothing changed, except for time. Except for time. That's all that has changed. They still got the infatuation with Yah's people. I tell you, it's just, yeah, it's wild, all right. I gotta go back to that book, but I was looking at that and I was like, wow. But they eventually they got married, and he was scared, and they prayed that night. But the angel gave them instructions as to what they need to do, and they did everything the angel told them to do. And so what had happened when they did that, and they went in to check on him, because the father-in-law thought he was surely dead, because 7 other Israelites was got killed that night. And so they went in, sent some servants in there to check on him, and they said, no, he's still living. They're in their sleep, because they prayed to the Most High that night and everything. But what had happened, that angel went out to look for that demon, because he started to flee. But he bound that demon, and he just took care of everything. He rectified matters. That's what he did. And we are, brothers and sisters, we're on that same path. The Most High is rectifying things. He has his angels doing things. What has been loosed in the heavens is going to be loosed on this earth. The moment that the heavens are clean, there is no more wicked spirits in the heavens. What do you think is going to happen on earth? Let's just say, and I could be wrong, that continent will be cleansed. Now, if there are going to be any other people that's outside of their nationality, they may be servants. But it would appear, like the scripture said, everybody will go back to his or her own land. Hold on just one moment. This thing is noisy. Man, it do all that just to turn off. I'm back. Tobit, yes. Thanks a lot, sister. Tobit. I mean, that's a good book, because he was loyal to burying all of the Israelites that this king was killing. And then eventually, he had to go on the run himself. Of course, they found out that he was he was burying his brothers and things that the king was killing. Oh, shoot. Well, you and Sister Adrena, Adrian, knew exactly what I'm talking about. Hold on. Yeah, he had a lust for. The same thing. Like I said, in this time of the end, they're twisting things. Now, the system is saying It's okay for you to live this alternative lifestyle. You know, this is that end time thing. And we know by law, no. With this awakening, no, we don't get down that way. No, we don't. But the world, this country, and especially up under Obama administration, was the worst. They traveling all over the country, the continent of Africa, preaching that. Had other leaders looking upside their head. What? You come over here and you're trying to push that narrative? But that, you know, and the sad thing about it was this. I have never seen any other president do those things. Never. Never seen it. But I tell you, their lifestyle, I'm telling you, their lifestyles is catching up with them. We got this, brothers, I kid you not. What's going on in Atlanta? Now, I was in North Carolina about 2 months ago, and they even had like a service warning. They had it in North Carolina, all the way down to South Carolina, Atlanta, and Alabama. It was like it was 4 states. They said this epidemic of AIDS is just like somebody dropped a bomb. It's like somebody dropped a bomb, and this is what they continue with. The brother I was working with, he loves some Gentile women. Good night. And I'm talking, and I'm not being funny with what I'm saying. And he love them big too. When I say big, this the other girl that came, she walked in the door sideways. I was like, I got to get myself up out of here. I told the brother, I said, look here, man, it's very dangerous out there. Don't get me wrong. He had a bad relationship with his ex, a sister. And I was like, well, bro, that's going to happen. We're going to have some misunderstandings and things. But for you to sit up here and put these women on top of your sisters, I said, your sisters are going to do good. They're going to do bad. Just like Gentiles are going to do the same thing. The only thing about it, and I'm talking to him based on scriptures. And his response was more so irritating to me. That's what it was. Truthfully, I'm gonna tell you the truth. It was irritating because, like I said, I do not curse. I don't even curse in conversation. I never did. When I was a child, I didn't curse. So it's the thing that he says that didn't sit right with me, and I had to stop him right now. Like, look here, dude. You say you believe in a higher power. Don't keep disrespecting him, because that higher power will show how low you are. He will have you laying stretched out. So be mindful how you address him when you know for a fact there's a higher power. But yeah, still do. And I said, bro, you go get yourself hemmed up. That's what's going to happen. But like that last one, I tell you, I mean, because all of us, it was like 3 technicians. We got an Airbnb that was big enough for all of us staying there. And he came in that door, that girl walked in sideways. I was like, dude, are you joking me? I was like, no, no. Teach his own, but hey, it wasn't the size of the lady, because he was always talking about the Bible, because I was working with him all the time. And I'm like, hey, let me just use this time to, to speak facts and things of that nature. But he had we all had bad outcomes with our own brothers and sisters. I lived on the west side of Chicago. I ran with the brothers and sisters on the south side. Did they steal from me? Yeah, they did. They did. Broke in trucks, stole a whole lot of tools. Yeah, they did. But it seemed it went a lot deeper with him. Till it got to a point where that's all he would just look at. He was like, man, niggas this, niggas that, and so this, and so that. But then I had to check him. I like, bro, you doing the same thing. Don't sit up here and talk about your brothers. You doing the same thing. You hem this brother up on his money. You talk about brothers and what they're doing, and yet and still you doing the same thing. No. So eventually, I packed up my stuff and went to another site and started doing other work with other companies and things of that nature. But we, brothers, we're going to bump heads. We're going to bump heads, even with this new revelation, this new foundation of knowing that the world knows, hey, they got this on paper. This transatlantic slave trade thing was lawlessness. They knowing it. Now, moving forward, don't get me wrong, brothers. Yeah, we know for a fact what the Most High said, that these two sticks would come together. Now, I'm going to say this, and I don't mean no offense to nobody, because I don't claim to be part of a FBA, NBA, CBS. I don't know. Hey, but I'm going to say this. We are one people. And one thing that brothers, if you want to talk about going into the wilderness with a mentality of somebody trying to take some money from you and you ain't even got a dime yet, that's a problem. Because now you got to ask yourself this question. Well, let me do it this way. Let me just give you my experience. When I say we, I'm talking about another brother. His name is Mike Roebuck. Me and him, we was part of this organization. And this brother, he was that way. He was stating that, hey, we need our own land in Africa. And we need to he talking about it was only for African Americans. I was like, dude, I'm not trying to go over there and be separate from the brothers that's there. The whole purpose is to work together. So we had some words. I near about went straight on this brother because I couldn't believe what he was saying. Then he was stating that what some Gentiles did to some parts of Africa was good. And I'm talking about atrocities. I'm like, well, I'm going to tell you this, brother. I got into a nigga moment. That's what I did. And I was like, dude, have you lost your mind? Now, this is a brother. This is a brother. But this is what we're going to run into with this awakening. You go run into brothers who have this mentality. And so when it was all over said and done, me and Mike, man, this was like some years ago. We had a trip where we was going to go to Angola. And now this brother, he had some connections. He did. That's one thing he did. He had some connection. They put us up in a Airbnb too. Mike had his family that was going, and it was just me. And everything. I got my flight. He got his flight for him and his family. And we were supposed to meet with some politicians and all of them. Everything was laid out. But there was a time when COVID broke out. They changed our flights like, man, they changed our flights so many times it wasn't even funny. So it got to a point I was like, man, look here. And I talked to Mike and I said, man, look here. They keep changing the flight. They say, yeah, they changed mine too. So we talked back with this brother. We let him know this was what's going on. And I just put my flight on hold. And Mike did the same thing. But eventually we didn't even go. So, but this guy here called himself throwing us up under the bus. But yet and still, that's that Matthew chapter 24 ordeal. Brothers going to betray one another. That's what this was. And it's still happening. But the thing I'm saying is this, brothers, no matter what happens, when you may have a bad relationship or a bad outcome with a brother or sister, you keep it moving. You know who you serving. You're serving the Most High. Now you have a foundation in the midst of all of this that's going on with brothers and sisters. Now, a foundation has been made about this transatlantic slave trade thing. You hold on to that because trust and believe, brothers. Something else is coming with that foundation. The Most High just ain't going to sit up here and create a foundation and just let it sit there over time. No, that foundation is going to be built upon. It's going to be built upon. That foundation was also laid in Egypt. When Moses went to Pharaoh and he told him, hey, the Most High came here and told me to tell you, let his people go. That was a foundation. That was a foundation. He said, let them go. Now, this is the thing about that foundation. That foundation kept on getting bigger and bigger to eventually Pharaoh got himself hemmed up because it was all the plagues that he got hit with. All of those was foundations. Shabbat Shalom, all praising, what is this? All praising the King. Shalom, shalom. This is what that foundation was. It was laid. Now, this is a greater foundation. Now, it just wasn't talking about the African Americans in the United States. They were talking about the transatlantic slave trade to the four corners of the earth. That's the foundation. That's the foundation that we are looking at, brothers. It ain't just the United States. Oh, don't get me wrong. The worst, and this is just me now, brothers, and I could be wrong due to a lack of information, but from being in the United States and seeing the history of our people, I would say we're all treated bad, but our treatment here still goes on. It still goes on. The treatment of and some the residue, they still it's alive and kicking. License plates, like one of the sisters said, I think it was Sister Cynthia. Those brothers locked up in prison, and then at the same time getting paid pennies to dollars, being in prison. That's slaves. That's a slave-based system. And you have all of these companies that are in bed with the jailing system, the penitentiary system, where they get all of this is how they get. Hey, you get it low, you sell it high. That's what they got. They build prisons, brothers. Y'all may think I'm joking. They build prison like they building a whole new house. They come up so, and what my mother had told me, she said, pay attention to where they building these prisons. I never understood what my mother was saying. She said they could always be somewhere not close to a black neighborhood, but you got to go through a black neighborhood to get to it. So if somebody break out of prison, where you think they go? And I never thought about that. Oh, it's a pipeline, brother Dave. You ain't joking. Good night. Whoo. And I'm talking about, you're talking about some famous companies that are tied into it. And what? You think they're innocent? Man, please. When the Most High start to lay his hand down, they gonna get hit just as much. Right now, they're looking for bunkers and things of that nature. They're trying to get their bunkers together. That's what they're doing. They're trying to get their bunkers together. Now, they have all of this nonsense that's been, I ain't gonna call it nonsense. Let me take that back. They have all of their darkness that's being exposed. And at the same time, was that Sister Adrena? Their arrogance, their pride is just downright. You're like, dude, are you stuck in stupid? This is an olive branch. Take the branch. Repent. They ain't trying to do that. They want that power that they are accustomed to. That's what they want. They want Israel back in a position where they can make money off Israel. Now, if any historical facts, anytime Israel went into captivity, that nation, country got rich. They got rich. United States, not only did it get rich, it gained power from this little small group of African Americans. That's what they did. That's what they did. Now, out of all what we have done, and when I say we, I'm talking about from inventions, I'm talking about Black people. What we have done, yes, it was stolen. Who capitalized on it? The nations did. They stole it, capitalized on it, and made it as if it was their own. Come on. Now, they sit up here, went over to Iran. They had Iran. It seemed like, I think Iran was the last country that they was claiming they needed to get off their list. And it would appear that Iran is saying, no, pimp, not today. And now they're getting hemmed up. Now, it was reported that the United States was threatening some American news channels their license because they was reporting what was happening in Iran and what Iran was doing to Israel. And what they were doing in Israel was they was hemming Israel up. Now, whether that man is still breathing, I do not know, brothers, but I'm gonna say this: AI got to be their best friend. AI got to be their best friend. And it's not funny how AI came in at this particular time. Now it can manipulate a video. It can, come up with a video, make it seem like it's a person there. This person is moving about and so on, so on. Make it believable. This is that lie, brothers. This is that lie that the nations have been practicing for years. The AI seems like that's their saving mechanism. That's what it seems. Now, I could be wrong. We are the biggest consumers. Anything they come out with, they have us in mind. Let me tell you something, sis. And I'm gonna ask you, brothers and sisters, what is the number one What would you think is the number one alcoholic beverage that Black people drink? Type it in. And then that one, that's what do you think is the number one alcohol that Black people drink? And then the number one cigarettes that Black people smoke. Well, yeah, Sister Hema, I see what you're saying on beer, but I'm talking about spirit, the like hard liquor. Yeah, well, yeah, malt liquor. Hey, wait a minute, hold on. Sister, are you thinking about what's that dude's name? There you go, Sister Cynthia. There you go. And they made fun of that. They made a movie and they made fun of that. They was trying to get Black people out, and they had some Hennessy to give them in order for them to, to leave the planet or whatever. But yeah, it is Hennessy. And there you go, Sister Cynthia. It is Newports. But let me pose something to you now. We know both of them are bad for you. But I'm not going to say what they're doing. But anytime a nation can sit there and analyze what you take in the most, that's too much power. That is too much power. Because now, yeah, they can manipulate that. They can manipulate it. That is absolutely too much information for these nations. Period. JB, yeah, J and L, all right. But that's the thing. It's just like what the sister said. Let me go back to her comment. Hold on. This is the reason why this nation is rich. They use oppression to maneuver things around, brothers. They did it. But now the Most High said that these curses are being flipped, and they flipped. They are flipped. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's not the saying that, our brothers and sisters I had don't still drink or whatever. But I mean, like the scripture say, you drink in moderation. But when you have a nation who's been using things against you, I mean, brother, we're talking about our people love to look good when it comes to dressing, hairstyle, smelling good, and eating. You don't think the nation got that down on lock? They know exactly what we eat. They know these things. They know it. I would say in our ignorance, and I'm talking about this is before our awakening, we didn't know. And the nation, they got rich. And it just wasn't the United States that got rich. China, when it comes to hairstyle, not styles, products, yes, our people made them rich. That's $1 billion industry, brothers. And we pushed it out. How is it that we was able to do these things? We don't have the money like the nation do. And I'm talking about this nation. The income that's coming. How is that possible, brothers? We move money around. I mean, for the nation? The White House was built by our forefathers. That thing's still standing. It's still standing. That little, what do they call that thing? The white building that's standing right there, sitting. I forgot the name of that thing. You too, brother Robert. You be safe out there, brother. What time is it? All right, it's almost that time for me. Also, they did. But when it's all over, said and done, brothers, this is just that foundation. And know this: the Most High is not done. He's not done. There's going to be another case that's going to come up. They're going to lay up. There's going to be another foundation. It's going to be another foundation laid. And brothers, the thing about this is this. All of this is happening when we woke up. All of this. 2019 kicked in what? The world got the flu. And from that, wars got started. Countries started flaring up. All of this. Now here we are in 2026, brothers. I'm not saying I'm sorry, but it's just something about 2026. It's something about it. And the Most High said he's going to speed it up. I believe it. Still, I'm trying to catch up with the speed. Prophecies, you talking about taking peace away? And it started. Brothers, understand this. When this peace is taken away, there is no more law. There is no more law. You think these people are not gearing themselves up for that moment? When people are just walking around in the streets, creating havoc, breaking in stores, kicking in people's homes, and doing what they want to do, because there's no policemen now. Now, you Israel now. You Israel. Now, when this time do start, you think you will be able to call the police to come and serve and protect? No, brothers. We shouldn't even fool ourselves to that. It's going to happen. They want it to happen. This is what the system wants. They want all of this mayhem to transfer, because they want to, they're gonna lock themselves in for the duration. Let the people kill themselves. And then, when they feel enough people has deleted, they want to step out like they Superman. All of this is happening during this awakening. That's what's happening. But don't let, brothers, Yahushua already warned us. What he said, brothers going to betray one another and things of that nature. All righty. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. But if you let it eat you up, you're going to be stuck right there. You won't be able to move forward. And you know what? I'm gonna say this, and I know that's a true statement. When I was going back and forth to court, fighting over my son, the custody of my son, it cost me a lot of money. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's one thing. Money, stress, ridiculous. But I attribute this to my aunt, and my aunt said this to me. She said, Michael, and you want to talk about stress, brothers? Good night. My auntie told me, she said, Mike, you go to bed thinking about getting custody of your son, and you wake up thinking about the same thing. Do you not? I said, yeah, I do. She said, you're killing yourself. This is what she told me. You're killing yourself. Mike, do what you can do to get custody of your son. But she said, do not let that stuff eat you up. Brothers, I tell you, I mean, I could not sleep. Now, mind you, for me, when I did get my custody of my son, brothers, that thing, and my son cost me $200,000 of court costs of getting custody of my son. But it was one of the most stressful times. Oh, you can't pay me to go back through that. I'm serious. There was a lot of resentment, a lot of it. And then I ran up on this brother, and he started to go through the same thing. Who I said, man, look at him. And I did not encourage him not to fight for his child. No, no. But I told him, man, do not let that stuff eat you up. I'm telling you from experience. And I say this, brothers, because Yahushua already told us, we're going to be offended by your own people or your own house. But don't let it get you so far away from the Most High. You look at it, analyze it, deal with it, pray for it, pray on it. Ask the Most High to bless them, forgive them, or whatever the situation may be. Because there's something else that we have in front of us. Not seeing this, we're not seeing it as a visual, but it's there. There's a promise that Yahushua made. All of these things that we're going through, brother, ain't nothing but a stumbling block. The devil is going to use whomever he can use to slow you down with your awakening. Who, Brother Dave, you been there before, brother? Who-wee. That is, man, please. It's not no, there's nothing nice about it. But these are the trials, the tribulations that we are going to go through with this awakening. You may think that this person here is your best friend or whatever situation may be and things of that nature. That may be that same person who may cross you. You leave that in the Most High's hand. Brothers, you have a foundation of what's going on. The Most High said these are the things that's going to happen. He gave us a warning, each and every last one of us. Your own people are going to hurt your heart. They're going to hurt your heart. He said, prepare yourself for it. That's when it's all over said and done. That's what he's saying, is to prepare yourself for it. But while all of this hurt may be going around, maybe that be going around, all of that is going to come to a standstill. Because now the nations are going to have to be dealt with. Now, there's some attention that's going to be given to the nations then. Now, because now you're looking at a time where all of us will be on the same totem pole. That's what you're looking at. And especially if the world keep on talking about what it wants, because they feeling that arrogance, they feeling themselves, they feeling, hey, we have always won a war and things of that nature. Things are going to change, brothers. If you can make peace with your brothers, that's what Yahushua said. Seek peace and pursue it. This is what we need to be doing. We have these things. A foundation. The world has recognized. And we ain't even talked, brothers, we ain't even talked about. Well, the world, they said, hey, these people went to the four corners of the earth. Now you got these news broadcasters who's calling out a certain group of people claiming to be Yahudims. Now you got a foundation of an atrocity that has happened to a people, and something needs to be done. Because when it's all over said and done, certain nations, they still practicing it. And so it would appear, now this is just me now, some nations are going to get hemmed up a whole lot more than others. And especially if you have a nation that did take part in the transatlantic slave trade and then turned around and rebuked it, there may be some lenience and their judgment. I say may because that's the Most High is the only one that can make that judgment call. But then you still have ones, like I said, that's practicing it. Let me tell you, Sister Adrena, they think all of us is. Because I'm going to tell you this. Yahusha, they called him a demon, all that. They did everything. And if your family saying the same thing, calling you demon, calling you crazy, yeah, they say the same thing about me. Oh, you out there dibbling and dabbling with the devil. They're saying it. They're going to do it. But you may be that one in that family that may save that family. You may be that one when everything hits the fan. You may be that one, the family said, wait a minute, hold on. Let's call, let's get in contact with her because no, she ain't crazy. She said this here. Shh. Brother Dave said, welcome to the family. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, sis. You're going to be called out. And you're going to be lied upon. They're going to say you said something, you did this, you did that. It's going to happen because there's something about you that the devil do not want you to come about knowing. This awakening, yeah, it's an awakening. And he knows, hey, once they get to this particular point, ain't nothing I can possibly do to these people. The devil knows that. This is the reason why you, Brother Dave, Sister Ema, all of us, our life's not easy. You sit right there, you think about the Most High 24 hours a day. Think about that now. When we was in church now, we didn't do all that in church. No, we thought about God on Sunday. Or we thought about God. If you see something bad about to happen, you may be in a car wreck, you be like, oh, Jesus. Yeah, then. But outside of that, no, we didn't. We did. But when we woke up, we realized who we were. That foundation started to be built. Then you started to realize I was lied to. I was lied to. Your family going to call you crazy. Whatever Yahushua went through, trust and believe, you're going to go through it too. You're going to go through it. The world is going to get worse. It's already bad. It's just going to get worse. And this is not to sit up and put fear in no one, because truthfully, I don't think none of us is dibbling and dabbling in fear. We're seeing what the Most High said is going to happen. He said, once that 400 years ended, he go judge the nation. And yes, he came in and he judged the nation. He had the world on, the Most High had the world on lock. And I'm literally speaking on that because, hey, the world was on lock. COVID, okay. This is that moment. And this is just my encouragement, brothers, before I get up out of here. Take it in stride. Rely upon the Most High. We all want to be called out. line up on, and sometimes you just go, you would literally ask yourself, man, am I going crazy? Or should I just go back to religion? Who, please. Sister Amos said, I always was an outsider since childhood. We all was. We were all was. In some form or fashion, we was always somewhat outside of everybody. Yeah, we may have, me myself, I grew up in the projects. St. John's, that's the name of the project. None but black people. Played with, kids, and things in the neighborhood. And there's going to be something about us that's going to stand out, period, off the top. And it's meant to be that way. It's meant to be that way. The Most High knows exactly what he's doing, and he knows exactly who he is calling out. Now, I mean, you may be of the chosen ones. You may be the 144th. I don't know. You will know individually who you are. But be that of the 144,000 or just be chosen, you're going to go through it. You're going to go through it. The devil knows exactly who you are. He has information about who you are. He knows that this sister got a light that's bright. This brother's just walking around with high beams on. He knows exactly who you are. He's looking at your light, and you are a threat. You are a threat. You can't turn that light off unless you just literally just walk away from the Most High. That's the only time your light is not going to shine. That's the only time your light is not going to shine. Oh, Brother Dave, you're right. That there, we carry a lot of weight. That's one thing we do. Who should carry the same weight? So I ain't gonna. Like I said, brothers, you may, or we may be that instrument the Most High is using to save family. If this is his way of breaking it down, Yahushua came and he came for the whole house of Israel. That's who he came for. Sister, I didn't fit in either, but I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't play with the kids either. I had a brother, and he was challenged in things. And so they held him back a grade. So he graduated in my year, but the kids will always mess with my brother, and even grown people did. Grown people mess with him. My brother, he hated school, hated with a passion. He hated it because they was always messing with him. But that's how I learned how to fight. I learned how to fight. So when they were messing with my brother, and I'm talking about grown people, and I'm talking about teachers, and I remember this stuff. I was in the 5th grade, and this teacher, she was a substitute, but we was accustomed to seeing her because she was always there, and she made fun of my brother, and he started crying, and he ran out of the classroom, and we had woods in front of the school, and so even the school knew go get his brother. his brother has a gift of talking his brother down. This is what the principal told these teachers. So the teachers came and got me out of the classroom, asked me to go get my brother. So now, mind you, now they called my mother too. Whoo, I hated that with a passion. So I went out there and ran behind my brother. I got him and I talked with him and everything. Now, mind you, now we're in 5th grade. 5th grade. I talked to him and everything. He calmed down. He was still crying and thing. He was explaining to me how the teacher was making fun of him and all that stuff, right? So by the time I talked to him, got him calmed down, we walking back up to the school, right? Ooh, and to this day, I still regret it. And that's when he ran into my mother. She beat my brother. He went from one hand to the other. And I tried to explain to my mother, no, she was making fun. But then at this particular time, they didn't, the parent didn't believe the child. The child was always wrong. So I'm trying to explain to my mother, this is what this teacher did. But she beat my brother. Whoo, good night. You want to talk about Israel? That's us. My brother fainted. He fainted. Whew. That wasn't the first time. Even when my mother would beat my brother, he would run from the house. I had to always go behind him, get him calm down, and bring him back to the beating again. This is what I had to do. But it's sad. And that went up. That was, This is what Israel went through. And brothers, living in a project, you see everything. You see a husband and wife fighting in the middle of the yard. Husband beating his wife so bad, her bra comes off. And she out there naked while he beating her. This is what we seen in the project, brothers. All of Black people not knowing who they are. No. We went through it. We went through it. Now with this awakening, you got to go through a little bit more, but not your whole family. It's going to be that individual outside of the family that got to go through it. You're like, the Most High said, no, we got it. You're going to be lonely. You're going to be by yourself. But I'm going to be with you. This is what the Most High said. I'm going to be with you. Yahushua, what did he do? He went, led by the Spirit. For 40 days and 40 nights, he went into the wilderness by himself. There was no disciples. There was no disciples. None. There was nobody he can talk to. And it would appear, excuse me, the only time the devil spoke to him when he seen an opportunity to try to mislead him. So now you got to ask yourself this. You are by yourself. What is that weakness that the devil is going to try to use against you at that time? Trust and believe, because it's going to come. It's going to come. And your wilderness may be you being all by yourself. Your family over here doing that, the Most High don't want you there. He don't want you there. So you know for a fact you can't go. Brothers and sisters, I wish I would have known this stuff let me say it this way. I have always, when I moved to Chicago, I said, eventually I'm going to go back down south. So I put money together, bought a house and everything. And when I got to that point when I was like, I done made enough money and everything, let me go back down south, something would happen. And I find myself staying a few more years until it just slapped me in the face. He didn't want me down there from the get-go. Nothing worked out. I don't care how much money you save. If you are in a place and you're trying to get to a place that the Most High don't want you, trust and believe. If the Most High got to break you, you will be broke. You have to sit there and you have to think and you have to listen to the Most High. When he speaks, brothers and sisters, trust and believe. Listening and understanding is going to be a necessity when it comes to what the Most High wants you to do. This is not that moment. It's about you. No, this is way much more greater than you. You may be saving your entire, you may be saving your entire family by what you do, by being loyal, faithful to the Most High. This is not that time to be falling back. Right now, we have, like I said, we have a monumental decision of 123 nations that sees and understand, and that was guided by the Most High to understand, hey, this transatlantic slave trade business is detrimental to the doers. And we already see 3 of them has literally walked themselves on to death row. That's what they did. They walked themselves onto a judgment. Now, I was just hearing one brother, and I don't share this, brothers. I truthfully don't. I do not think that America is the promised land. I do not. There's no scripture that supports that. Just because somebody named a city Jerusalem or Salem in the United States, no, I can't. I can't. No, I can't hold on to that. And at the same time, the scriptures clearly states you are in a place that's not yours. This is what the scripture says. But brothers, sisters, we're living proof of the last days. We're living proof of Matthew chapter 24. We are here. Look at those verses of chapter 24 and sin and understand. If it didn't happen to you, it may happen. And if it do happen to you, you have already been warned of what is going to happen, what has happened, and how you need to react. That's how we need to look at this. Yeah, you wouldn't get hurt. You talking about shedding tears. Please. You're gonna be hurt. But we got to move on. Because you think that Yahushua was not hurt? After all what he did, fed the multitude of people, raised the dead right there in front of their eyes. And then, while he was doing all of this here now, he was doing all of that. You had the scribes and the Pharisees nudging hate against them. Just look at them. Call the scribes and the Pharisees, I call them Americans. They nudging hatred of Yahushua. So what did they do? They said, hey, we got to take this cat out. We got to get rid of him. This is what they were saying to eventually They got the people when Yahushua went to trial. They nudged the people like they nudge today. We call it the media now. We call that the media. And they used the media to orchestrate Yahushua's death. That's what they did. Instead of saying, hey, he's innocent, no, they lied and said he's this and he's that. He called himself a king. You're on the same totem pole. And they still don't believe. You're right, Brother Dave. They still don't believe. But now, there are situations that's happening, and the Most High is using their own platforms against them. Like I was speaking about, a week ago, about Tucker Carlson calling their bloodline out. You think he's going to be the only one? Now, the world has seen and talked about this history, our history of a transatlantic slave trade. Now, hey, all you got to do is start putting the dots together. Hey, the scripture said that these people were going to slavery. Now, we're talking about, hey, brother, this is the information you hand over to your family. Now, you go back and you look and you read the stuff to them. And then not only in the Old Testament, take it to the New Testament. When Yahushua told his own people, you are going to go into slavery. He reiterated Genesis 15. That's all he did. And that you never know. You may use that to spark that thought in your family's heart. Wait a minute. This ain't talking about the coming out of Egypt time. No. Because now you got Yahushua who reiterated that scripture. And now you have historical decision that was made. What was that on? That was the 25th, I think, that happened on. Now they understand. Now they're putting it out there. Now they go understand. Hey, what you mean to tell me we're the people of the book? Been that way for the longest. We would just sleep. And it was always there in front of us. They mocked us. What was that? Like I said, in Roots 2016 version. Oh, they were throwing Israel around like crazy. The slave owner was talking about, hey, this remind you of the Israelites and so and so, so and so. They was calling it out. They knew. They were saying it right there in front of our face, but it was not that time for us to understand who we were. When the Most High said, rise up, dry bones, that's us. We rose up. Here we are. Take this stuff, brothers. Take it. What has happened on the 25th and apply it to your family to the best of your ability. Ask the Most High to guide you. And let that seed sit there with them. Because trust and believe, once you tell them that, now they have the information. Hey, you had 123 nations that voted positively towards this agreement. Okay, now let something else scripturally happen with that decision. That seed is going to take root. It's going to take root. You're right. All praising the King. You're right. All praises to the Most High, Yah. It's him that's doing it. This is that time where we're on our way right back to where our forefathers were. We're the last string of Israel. That's who we are. What is it? Like you playing basketball? It's like the first string, second string, and third string. I think we're the last. This is it. Last captivity, brothers. the last captivity. And what? And you got a foundation after how many years? You got a foundation that the world recognizes. This was wrong. Keep living, brothers, sisters. Keep your faith. This nonsense that the world is pushing out, it ain't gonna last much longer. We are in line for a greater exodus. This is it. You're talking about global. This is just not about African American. This is a global situation. This is a global family situation. I have always said, we say, I ain't gonna say we. Others say, oh, I'm not black, I'm Latino and all that stuff. And you just reeking African all over you. Yeah, the time is going to come. It's going to come. And I'm talking even when it comes to people who don't look like they're African or whatever the situation, they go claim it. They're going to start to see the light. Now, the devil, he sees the light. They're going to start understanding, brothers and sisters, that light has already been lit. It's already been lit. Maybe small, but it's lit. The world understanding it. They moving in a way they never moved before. You ain't never seen high-profile people calling out another people as to who they claiming to be. Never seen that before. You have their own nation right here going back, doing their DNA, when it's truthfully, it's against the law for them to do their DNA. They're doing their DNA, and they're getting up there and they're explaining, hey, I'm not the people of the book. This is what they're understanding. The Most High said it. All the darkness that they put out will come back upon them, and it's here. But now they gotta come in with the distractions. They do, and they are using distractions, and that's the reason why I say, brothers, Matthew chapter 24. When brothers come against you and they this and they that, it's just a distraction. It's just a distraction. You brothers and sisters, be safe out there. Keep your heart devoted to the Most High. That's my encouragement. Because when it's all over said and done, the Most High is going to look up on you. That light going to shine. It's going to shine. The world is going to see who you are. The world is going to see your own brothers, especially that of your family. They're going to see who you are. And if you want to talk about a guilt trip, remain faithful to the Most High. And let that guilt trip come up on them. They're going to understand, oh my goodness, I did not know that you was this here, that you was that there. Then that's when everything go make sense. This is the reason why you didn't fit in. That's that moment. That's that moment. You brothers and sisters, be safe out there. Keep your head on a swivel. These last days are days that we really truthfully just do not want to take for granted. And on that note, brothers and sisters, I say shalom. Be safe out there now.